Cabinet today signed off on the new National Development Plan, committing to €165 billion in spending on capital projects. Unprecedented in scale is how the Taoiseach described it earlier today. Well, Fine Gael TD, Minister for Enterprise, Trade and Employment and Taoiseach Leo Varadkar joins me now. Taoiseach, you're welcome to the show. If plans were all we needed, we'd be living in utopia. How much of this is going to become reality?
Well, almost all of it, I would hope. Bear in mind, this is a revised NDP. We published the last NDP back in 2018 in Sligo, Project Ireland 2040. In that 4-year period, what's been achieved? Over 500 new schools, extensions, major refurbishments, 48,000 school places, more than 20,000 families in social housing that didn't exist back then. The technological universities are a reality now, including a new campus in Grange Gorman, 2 new hospitals, 4 major motorway projects, 4 major hospital extensions, new primary care centres all over the place, the Rural Fund, Urban Fund, Disruptive Technology Fund and Climate Action Fund, Sports Capital, Greenways, all of those things in a 4-year period, during which we had a pandemic which held up construction for a number of months. So that's what was done in the past 4 years. This is the plan for the next 8 or 9 years for the rest of the decade, and it's even better funded. So what was achieved in the past 4 years, we can do twice as much, or if not twice as much, if not more, again in the next in the course of this decade, and that's what we plan to do around housing, around transport, around climate, schools, hospitals, all of those things.
But for people who are going through the plan today and they're looking at how it impacts the part of the country that they're living in, what guarantee do they have? Do they have any sort of guarantee that the project will actually come to fruition?
They have an assurance and the knowledge that the project is in the plans and that the government is committed to it. But we are being very upfront and honest with people that projects run into trouble. They have to go through planning permission, for example. Sometimes they end up in judicial reviews, and other times they end up getting to the point where they get to cabinet, and anything over 100 million has to get final sign off from the cabinet. And if the cost it becomes much higher than we'd budgeted for, well then sometimes they have to be reconsidered. So
when Eamon Ryan today, when Eamon Ryan says that it's not guaranteed every road project, for example, will go ahead, they will have to be assessed on their merits. That's what he's talking about.
Well, that's not particular to roads. That would be the case for.
Sorry, I say roads, but that was what he was talking about when he was asked about it.
But that would be the case for any project. If you take the biggest single road project, it's the M20 between Cork and Limerick. If you take the biggest single public transport project, which would be Dublin Metro, both projects I'm very much in favour of and want to see happen and get well underway during the course of this plan. Neither have planning permission, and neither have been tested in the courts, gone to tender or any of that yet. So there are various gates along the way.